This is an FAQ video, frequently asked questions, that you guys all have been asking me. I'm going to try to answer these as quickly as possible because there's so many of them.
In 2008, 18-year-old Sarah posted her first YouTube video showcasing her hobby and love for American Girl dolls. Little did she know, she was the first spark in creating a place for American Girl fans and collectors alike to come together to share their love for the brand. From opening videos to hair tutorials and even stop motions, Sarah is credited as laying down the foundation for a long line of AG-tubers to come. In September of 2023, I got to sit down with the now 34-year-old wife and mother of two in her home to discuss her career and comeback to the YouTube platform. Without further ado, it is my privilege to welcome back the queen of AG-tube. This is the return of Stephenswodadancer. I am so excited that we're finally being able to do this. This is the queen of AG-tube, Stephenswodadancer, Sarah. How are you?
I'm doing good. Raising kids and living my life.
I am so excited to be doing this. Thank you for watching and subscribing to my channel and wanting to do this.
Thank you for taking the time to come out.
Let's just start all the way from the very beginning. Who was your first American Girl doll?
My first American Girl doll was Samantha, and I got her for my 10th birthday from my grandma.
And you have an unboxing video of that. You're very lucky to have
I
that.
think my parents and my grandma knew how big of a deal it was to me. They really never filmed me getting my presents. My grandma, I let her pick between Josefina or Samantha.
And how did you discover American Girl in general?
So my grandma actually got my cousin Brittany, her and I are a month apart, and our whole lives she bought us the same thing for Christmas. Every Christmas, every Easter, every year. So for whatever reason, this year in particular, the year that we were both 9 for Christmas, she got my cousin a Kirsten doll, and she did not get me an American Girl doll.
Okay.
I didn't know about American Girl. So she opens this gift on Christmas Eve at my house, and I'm like, what is this?
Yeah.
I was just like, and my cousin Brittany was so mean, she wouldn't even let me touch the doll. She wouldn't even let me touch her, and I was like, but she's so pretty.
Yeah.
And I spent the next 8.5 months obsessing over American Girl dolls, and my grandma was like, I will get you one for your birthday, which was at the end of August. So I spent from Christmas until the end of August obsessing over my doll. And you can even hear my grandma in the video. She goes, because when she played that trick on me and got the Cabbage Patch doll for me instead of the American Girl doll, she goes, that's your punishment for driving your parents nuts for the last 8 months, because I didn't stop talking about it.
Stop talking about the American Girl dolls.
Yes.
So what was YouTube like before you even picked up a camera, before you even decided to create your own account? What was YouTube? How did you discover it? What were your first introductions to it?
I think one of the first things that I found myself watching on YouTube was videos of people dancing, because since dance was such a huge part of my life and dance was something that I was going to college for, I believe I was looking up someone dancing to a specific song that I was needing inspiration for some reason. And I saw this video and I really wanted to comment on it, but I couldn't because it said I had to create an account. So I went to create an account and I thought, okay, well, what should my name be? So at that time, I was creating an account just so I could comment on this person's video. So that's why my name is what it is, because I wasn't creating anything with the idea of American Girl at all. And then I saw someone comment on that same video and their username said something about American Girl. And I was like, oh, that's kind of fun. And I clicked on their channel, and I want to say they only had one video up and they never really made other videos, I don't think. I think it was just like a slideshow maybe of their dolls,
American
which
Girl dolls,
is what inspired me to take pictures of my dolls and post. I think my first video is a slideshow.
Yeah, of all your American Girl
my
dolls.
dolls.
You went through each one. So you acknowledged your username. For those of you guys who do not know, her username is Stephenswodadancer. Let's break that down, because I feel like people kind of still are confused about it. Yeah.
Yeah. So Stevens is Stevens because I went to Stevens College in Missouri, and Woda is White Oak Dance Academy, which is the studio I grew up at. So it's just like everybody used to say, where do you dance? Oh, I dance at Woda. And everybody around here knew what that meant. And then dancer, because I danced.
And she's a dancer.
Yes.
Yeah. Once all this on YouTube had started and you were finding out that people were creating American Girl videos, you picked up the camera for the first time. What inspired you to just go, I'm going to start making videos of my American Girl dolls? I
want to say that I made that first slideshow video because it kind of it inspired me to, seeing the whatever slideshow I saw from whoever it was, it inspired me to get them out, change their outfits, take pictures of them in their outfits, do their hair. And so it gave me a purpose again as being now an adult to play with them again rather than them just sitting on a shelf taking up space.
Are you aware of the fact that your channel was the very first blueprint and what inevitably ended up becoming like how far you can go with your American Girl dolls?
I really didn't realize at the time. You gave me chills when you said that, because I didn't realize at the time or even until recently when you and I were talking that like I guess I was one of the first or the first person that started doing that. I didn't understand the magnitude of that's what I was doing when I was doing it. I just was having fun doing it, and I was actually sharing what I love with people who appreciated it versus like my mom was like, you really want another doll? I still to this day don't really.
You can't like grapple with the idea that people really like look to your videos and were like, I want to try that. Specifically, let's talk about stop motions, because if you guys did not know, on my channel, I did an entire interview with Basil Mentos, Anna, and she very much is in the whole stop motion realm. But you actually were one of the very first people that did a stop motion, and it's just a video of Hayden here, number 25, literally just skateboarding back and forth. What
it's like 10 seconds long.
It's 10 seconds long. It's literally just her going back and forth across the screen. What inspired you to even pick up stop motioning, or how'd you find about that?
I think I saw a Lego one or one with maybe Barbies, or somebody had made one with Barbies or Legos, one of those two big toys. And so I saw that and I was like, I could totally do that with my dolls. The first several stop motion videos I made were with my girls that I used to babysit. And so I would do it at their house. Like I'd bring all my stuff over in the morning at like 6 a.m. and then they'd be awake, ready to go. And we would just spend the whole day in their kitchen, like, or in their living room creating this video, because they had a huge kitchen and it was like perfect for it.
So you were in college. How did college affect how you made your YouTube videos?
Honestly, it gave me a lot more time than I ended up having after college. Because I didn't have a lot of other things that I really had to be focusing on. But back then it wasn't like oh, you should do this, this, and this, and this is the right way to do it. Like I just did it. I had no schedule. I just did it whenever I had time to do it. But I had so much fun doing it. Like I am very much an introvert. I like to be alone. I like to be at my house. So I did spend a lot of time in my dorm room alone, and I lucked out and I had no roommate for all 3 years. So no one was ever coming to my room and bothering me unless I was expecting them most of the time. And then my senior year I had a whole apartment, and you've seen the apartment layout more or less in that How American Girl Dolls Are Made video, as well as probably other videos too. I don't remember, but if anything, being in college actually gave me more time just for that reason, because you had
so much time and space. What would you consider to be your first very successful video where you started to realize you had gained an audience?
When I opened Krissa and Kendall.
People can quote that video to this day. A lot of American Girl collectors can quote to this day about the fact that you got this package and that it was for your stepdad. It wasn't
there. I was so mad.
You were so upset, and that the dogs are barking, all of that, and your dolls were waiting there the whole day. Like, it is such a what do people call it now these days? Like, it's just such a like memory
nostalgic.
That is like engraved in our brains. So after that video was made, what your thought process was?
So I think that was my first video that I guess you would consider like went viral. It was the most views I had ever gotten, and it kind of blew up really quickly. And I got a lot of it was positive, but a lot of the feedback was negative, because I'm an adult and I'm getting excited like a 2-year-old about a doll. Realizing that people actually wanted to watch me open a doll, I was like, this is literally took zero effort. Like I am just filming because I'm excited, and I thought that the people that already were subscribed to me would want to see me open them.
After some years and years of reflection, you finally realized, okay, maybe they don't actually look alike. Same face mold, but everything else is very different. Let's talk about the hairstyling videos, because you had a lot of them. Where did you come up with the ideas for those hairstyles? Because you were really peddling them out.
I mean, I think I literally just would sit with one of my dolls that people were like, oh, can you think of hairstyles for Kit? Can you think of hairstyles for Krissa? And so I sat there and I was like, you can do so many hairstyles with this doll's hair, and I'm gonna prove it. So I would sit there with the doll between my legs and I would just play with their hair and come up with different hairstyles. And I think once I came up with one that I liked, I would take a picture of it and then take it out, and then I'd come up with another one, take a picture of it, take it out. And I did that until I had a certain amount of them, and then I would
go in and film
them. The other thing I did too is I got on the American Girl website and I looked looked at the hairstyles that those dolls would have in their hair. I looked at the stock photos, the pictures like of them, like Carissa in the pajama outfit, and I would look at the styles American Girl was doing and try to replicate some of those, especially the ones from the hair salon. Yes, I would do a lot of those videos because I always like to save money. So like if I could do it myself, I was gonna do it, and I wanted to tell other people how to do it so they could save money.
Would you shoot your videos in one day and then just upload them as you so pleased, or how was the process of creating those videos?
I probably did. I feel like I probably would just sit there with the tripod like over my shoulder and think like, okay, I'm gonna do this hairstyle and this one and this one and this one, and then I would just hit record, do a video, stop, take it out, hit record again, stop, do another video, take it out, and
just keep going until you were finally
like if I had a whole evening at home or in my dorm room by myself, like, okay, that's what I'm gonna sit and do, you know? Then I don't know that I edited them much. I put them in Windows Movie Maker, and I would put the intro of like just the fully solid colored screen with the writing, and then at the end it would say like, thanks for watching, or what a comment, rate, subscribe, enjoy, whatever it was. Then that was it. So yeah, and the ones that took the most work were, well, the vlog videos took a lot of work, and then the stop motion videos. But the hairstyle videos were super easy to make because I could just sit there and just whip them out.
You are notoriously known as being the person to go to when you were looking to fix your American Girl doll. Where did all that information come from? Because at the time, there really was just you doing the restorations, because once people like Anna were making stop motions and once other people were making their own content, the one person though that was constantly finding new ways to fix up your American Girl dolls was you. Where did you get any of that information? Where did it all come from?
I had my Samantha doll sent to the doll hospital to have her leg fixed, and then years later, was it Kit? I think I rubber banded my Kit's leg to the other leg because it had fallen off, or maybe it was Lindsay. It was one of those two, and I was like, I'm gonna have to fix this because I don't want to send her to the hospital. I didn't want to pay. That was really the main part, was that I didn't want to pay to send her to the hospital. Once I discovered I Googled it, that I could fix it myself. I Googled like how to how to fix American Girl doll broken leg or something like that, and it led me to this website. It's called like Just Magic Dolls or Just Fab Dolls or something, like I don't remember, but it's something about Magic Doll Restoration Wizard. That's what it is, and it's still active to this day. It taught me so much because I would go through the Restoration Wizard and I would click every option they would give you, and then I would just read and just learn about it. And then what you saw mostly at the beginning was me trying the things
for
that
the
I
very
had
first
learned.
time.
Yes.
So a lot of your early videos were you like literally trying it, like, hey, this is how to fix this, but like I'm winging it.
I'm gonna try this and we'll see if it works. Oh my god, like when I first took off Samantha's wig and I was like panicking.
You're petrified. You're like, I'm about to mess up this doll's hair.
Yes.
There's one video in particular that I personally, one of the first conversations I had with you is, I have a personal vendetta against you because people are still doing it. The Downy Dunk. Let's address the Downy Dunk.
That was in that doll restoration wizard, and that's why I tried it. I feel like I did it the right way, and you were saying that people
were like fully
dunking the wig cap and everything in there, and I said, didn't I say in the video, do not get their wig cap wet? Because that would happen.
At the hair salon, you would just like spray their hair down and you would just see all the blue, and then you would feel the residue of the fabric softener coming down onto like the table of the hair salon. And so I just kept looking, like I would just roll my eyes and be like, Sarah's video's still up. Sarah, people are just discovering Sarah's video. And a lot of people after you did it, of course, a lot of people since then have done videos that are replicating the techniques that you've taught, specifically the magic eraser. Before you uploaded that video, no one was using a magic eraser on their American Girl doll skin, and everyone was using baking soda and water.
And baking soda does not work.
Now, even American Girl themselves, they tell you at the hair salon, like, you can use a magic eraser because that will work better than the baking soda.
One year for Christmas, I asked for magic erasers. I asked for that for Christmas because seeing that it was safe enough for paint on walls was enough for me to be like, okay, it's got to be safe for them.
As long as it doesn't get in their eyes.
Yes.
Yeah. One of your other most popular videos is a lot of the music videos you did. Now to this day even have numbers behind them. Okay, you have a You Belong With Me music video.
That's
Concrete Angel.
You Belong With Me is one of my most viewed videos.
Baby Got Back. Let's start off with You Belong With Me because that's a great one. Are you a Taylor Swift fan?
Absolutely.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
You did a video called Baby Got Back. It was so left field.
Awful.
Yeah.
It was awful.
It was so left field. You did a video. You stepped your dolls' butts. What was the thought process? Was there a thought process?
I wish I knew.
Yeah.
I don't know what my thought process was. I think the song was really funny, but I also didn't know, and you're gonna think this is is ridiculous. When I was 19, when I made that video, there was a lot of lyrics in that song, and I didn't know they were bad. I knew the parts that were obviously bad, and I cut those parts out, but there were so many other parts in that song, and I'm like, I listened to it as an adult, and I watched the video about a year ago, and I was like, this is so bad. And I remember people said, my parents won't let me watch your channel anymore because of that video. I had a lot of people say that to me.
Concrete Angel. Let's talk about that one, because that one's also quite the Debbie Downer of a music video for the American Girl YouTube. What inspired that video?
I have always loved Martina McBride, and I have always loved that song, and I have always like appreciated the message that that song sent. And so I think I was trying to, I guess, share that message from that song, which is so bad, with
the child audience.
Isn't that awful? If I could go back, I would never have made Concrete Angel or Baby Got Back.
Well, one of the ones that I personally love is A Day in the Life of Julie Albright, and it is just Julie being Julie in the way that you see her, and in the background, Pieces of Me by Ashley Simpson. I called it the other day and I told you about it. It is such a great nostalgic song. Yes, and then that video, having done the research for this interview, I was like, let me go like see, like, is this a good album? And like, I'm in love with that album. Were you a fan of it?
Yes, I was a huge Ashley Simpson fan, way more than Jessica Simpson, actually. I don't know that I made that decision like because of any reason other than I just loved that song.
And you were like, I just want to put this behind it. Yeah. What was your age range when you were the most active on YouTube? Because a lot of people thought that you were like 22, 24, 20, like up in there, but you were actually fairly young.
18 to 20 years old, I think.
But in the prime of like what you were doing, you were fairly...
I started college when I was 17. And so I started my channel like shortly after I turned 18. And then I graduated college when I was 20 because I was only in college for 3 years. That 3-year time period in college is definitely the biggest time period of my channel.
So your first American Girl series, which was American Girl Dolls Take the Stage, what inspired that? I know you're a dancer, but aside from that, what inspired you to want to create like a live action kind of like series with your American Girl dolls instead of stop motion?
I saw other people doing it, and I was like, okay, this sounds like a lot easier way to make a video that's telling a story that's not a stop motion. And so people also were begging me to make a series because other people were doing it and they were into them. And so I was like, okay, I could make one, like I could have it be about dance and whatever. But I was so hesitant to do it because I hate making my dolls talk on camera.
Giving them like voices and all that.
Yes. I just felt so stupid doing it. And I think it ties into a lot of my own personal sensory issues. I think that is why I was so hesitant to do it, and part of why it never got finished.
Gotcha. So yes, we will not be expecting a American Girl Dolls Take the Stage in the future unless magically you decide to maybe create it one day.
Could have some of my dancers over and they could help me.
And they can help you like start doing it.
In my neurodivergent brain, I was like, I cannot remake this because I am no longer in this dorm room. I could not make the set look the same, and it made me so mad that I was like, the continuity wasn't going to be there. It was going to look different. So for me, it felt like I could make it, but it's going to look different and it's going to be weird and people are going to judge me for it and people are going to comment on it, and it's
going to drive you crazy.
Couldn't stand that. And so I was just like, stop asking me about it. I'm not going to finish it.
You were very open about your love for a particularly big national book phenomenon at the time, which was Twilight. And you created a Bella Swan doll that everyone knows where they were when they saw Sarah do the rewigging, creating this Bella Swan doll, to the point where you created a Bella Swan doll specifically with the intention of auctioning her off with the place that you were working at the time that you were creating her. What was that process? And the question that I think everyone wants to know is, did you make any profit off of that doll?
No. It all went to the brass armadillo. All of it.
So all that work for that doll, you were just employed there and they were like, this is just something that we're going to do.
I think that the owner of that brass armadillo saw potential for a lot of traffic in their door. And that was the American Girl Tea Party that we did at the store. He saw an opportunity through me and my channel and how big of a following I had, and he rolled with it. And I don't think he did it maliciously or whatever. Like, I think it was just like, okay, there's something to be had here, because they were were launching their like online platform. So like the vendors would have different stuff on, like they'd have a booth or they would have a case of their stuff that they were selling. And then whenever, if there was something that was worth a lot of money or something that was going to really appeal to a specific audience, they had started this auctioning website through the Brass Armadillo that you could look online and you could bid online and stuff. And so that was kind of, they were trying to launch that and get that off the ground. I know that it was done through eBay, but it was like part of the launching of that website, of switching from eBay to their own website so that they didn't have to pay like the eBay fees and stuff like that.
With that doll, do you know where it is? Do you know who has it, where it is, and anything? And then on top of that, where happened to your Bella Swan doll? Because I even asked this the second that I got into this door. Yeah. I was like, where's the Bella Swan doll? Okay,
so that doll auctioned for $660. Yeah. I don't know who bought her.
From my understanding, I could be wrong completely in the comments down below. It was Forever AG's, and she got the doll. She opened it, and then she just kind of like what I did back in the day. Oh, you told me this. Just deleted the whole, disappeared off the face of the earth. Yeah. And like deleted her channel, deleted her videos and everything. I distinctively remember it might have been her, but also in the comments down below, there was someone else, and you're the person. Please. She wants to know what happened to that doll.
I just want to know. I still have my Bella doll. The Bella doll that I have is a Samantha doll, and her wig was on for years, and she remained Bella. But then it's been in the last 12 months. I was brushing her hair, and her wig just like popped right off. Completely popped off. Yeah. And I think it was the tacky glue that I used so many years. Oh my god, what was that? 10 years ago. And so then that doll most recently has become my Bellatrix. That's kind of ironic. Yeah. My Bellatrix doll from Harry Potter. I'm kind of feeling like I wish she was still Bella, so she'll probably get her red wig put back on her.
It's here. It's in her house for sure. With all the success, there came a very iconic video that has now been privated. You and I watched it before this just to regain just that memory of that. There was a very scary moment where kids were calling your house. What was that whole experience like? It was the iconic watch this right now. I remember being literally like 9 years old watching it, being like, oh, she's gonna announce something, and then literally it's like you like being like, stop calling my house. Yeah. So what was going on? What was the behind the scenes detail? Looking at it now from an adult's perspective, like how did you feel? All that.
So my mom called me and told me that somebody had been calling her house, and that the little girl that called, the first little girl that called, she said, can I talk to Sarah? And she said, well, Sarah's not home. Sarah's in college. And then she said something like, are you like home by yourself or home alone or something? My mom asked that question, and the little girl said yes. And my mom was like, you can't say that. Like, she even told the little girl, I think she probably scared her. She was like, you don't say that to somebody that you don't know. You don't tell them you're home alone. You don't know me, but what if I was around the corner and it
was like stalking you.
Yeah. Basically. She called me like really shaken up because I think more or less she just didn't want any of my fans to be
taking numbers off the internet.
Yeah, because if they were gonna call somebody that they thought was me, if it wasn't me, well, as soon as when you have caller ID, like you immediately can look up and find out all of their information. And so I felt like it was really important to post a video where I was telling people, the kids that were watching my channel, because I knew that they would listen to me. I felt like it was important information to get out, that like this world isn't all cupcakes and rainbows, and you think that that you're doing this cool thing by calling somebody that you love and you just want to talk to them, but you don't know who's behind who posted that. Yeah. We knew nothing. I don't think I ever did figure out who had posted it and how and where and
where the information came from. Yeah. At the time, you were doing a lot of videos of you taking your dolls out in public. Mm-hmm. You went to the Mall of America with your mom. You were taking pictures. You were doing all of those different things. Where did you gain that confidence to go out publicly with your dolls? Because even I, to this day, still get asked that question all the time, and I always refer to you, that from a very early age, you were this adult that I was watching online, so publicly making it apparent that you like didn't really care how people viewed you out in public. Where did that confidence come from? And like basically like how have you kind of dealt with taking your dolls out in public?
I want to say that getting encouragement from my fans on YouTube was definitely helping me be like, okay, I don't want them to feel ashamed to be who they are and to like what they like, so I can't be ashamed of it, and I wasn't.
And what a different time it was back in 2009, that era. Like it was even like, now it's like considered like weird maybe and like more socially acceptable, but before, like it was really like a completely different realm. The conversations that were happening like society wise were just very different, so I can see how that probably was a lot scarier back then than it is now. now. People do consider 2008 to 2011 to be the golden age of American Girl YouTube because you were the most active between those years. And then after 2011, the videos started to become more sporadic, more spaced out. You would only ever come online basically to just update everyone on your dolls, Girl of the Year releases, and then at one point it just became radio silence for years on end.
Yeah.
What was going on in those years that was just basically causing you to just not be present in the American Girl community anymore?
2011 to 2012, I was engaged, and so it was a lot of like planning my wedding. I also was working at the Brass Armadillo during the day, but then I was also working at a dance studio in the evening. And so I was either there or I was with my fiance and we were planning our wedding. I feel like there's a misconception when you teach dance, like that people just think you just show up and teach and then you go home. Like there's so much work that goes into it. I mean, he was trying to FaceTime me and message me all week long and I literally couldn't because
she was dancing.
The moment I woke up to the moment I went to the dance studio, I was editing music or doing choreography or picking out costumes or any of a number of things. And so that sucks up so much of my time, and it even did back then when I wasn't as involved. In 2013, the owner of the dance studio that I worked at the time, she died in a car accident by a drunk driver. Like it was very unexpected. She was 30 when she passed. So that in late 2013 required me to go from working at the studio 4 days a week to working at the studio 6 days a week. I was also working full-time and I was a teaching assistant. And so I was there full-time from 8 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. and then I went to the studio at 4. I didn't even go home. I went straight to the studio. That happened in 2013. In 2014, I opened my own dance studio. And then I also got pregnant in 2014 with Henry.
Yes.
And so then I became a mom.
You mentioned off camera that YouTube was changing in a very drastic way that even now you and I creating content in the like less than 24 hours that we've been together.
You're teaching me stuff.
I was gonna say, how has YouTube now changed for you? And looking at it, was there any sort of fear to step back into it now that there's new guidelines and new
it's so complicated now. Like it's not as simple as it used to be where you just like, here's the title, here's the description, here are your tags, and there, posted.
Yeah.
Once I realized that I could still just create content like that and not have to go too deep into like all of the logistics of it, I think that's when I became more okay with like, okay, I'm just gonna do it.
Yeah.
Some content is better than no content. I'll figure it out as I go along, and I feel like I am starting over. At the same time, like it's been nice to not be completely like at 0 followers, you know?
So there was a period of time after the pandemic where still radio silence from you. Everyone in the American Girl community was just kind of like, Sarah comes and goes, throughout. And then you posted a video with your husband that is still up talking about Universal and all of that. And then you start to realize your American Girl community was like
still there.
She was still, they're like, we're
She's
still
alive.
here. What is this?
Yeah.
So after that, you then made a little short basically explaining that you were back.
Yeah.
Are you officially back this time?
I really want to be. I have every intention. I cannot predict what life is going to throw at us next, but I have every intention to be. I mean, I would love to say that I will absolutely upload once a week, every week from now for eternity. That is my intention, but being that over the years, life has thrown me some
curveballs.
Yeah, I love that I'm getting back to a point where I can do this for me because it is something that makes me happy. It's something I enjoy. Like it's
very therapeutic.
My own little hobby. Yes.
She will upload when she can, basically, is the consensus. But you now have declared yourself to be back in the American Girl realm. Let's talk about it. American Girl today, what are your thoughts? What are your opinions? Because like you said before, you used to not have a single negative thought about the American Girl brand, and now you have seen American Girl from when you got your first doll Samantha to now American Girl dolls that are like 6+ now. The quality of them has changed. You opened Isabel the other day and we're making comments about it. How do you feel about the new changes that American Girl has implemented? What are your thoughts? What are your opinions?
It makes me sad that they have cheapened something that used to be so rare.
Yeah.
Like they have overproduced them so drastically that they're not rare and special anymore.
Yeah.
And that's what I hate about it. Like it used to be like such a big deal and such a cool special thing to have an American Girl doll. And not that everybody shouldn't have one.
Yeah.
But they're so overproduced now, you can hardly give them away. I mean, I have bought dolls for $20, $10.
The resale right now is like ridiculous because everyone's just like selling these dolls in great condition for
nobody
like
wants them.
40, 50, $60 because like now everyone, they're so attainable that it's not
too
in in the means like an elitism thing. It's a matter of like, it's just the quality of them has gone so down that
oversaturated.
People,
They made a huge mistake when they decided to put them in Kohl's, and when they decided to make so many stores, and when they decided
Toys
to
R Us.
yes, oh, I
Toys R
forgot
Us.
they had them at
Toys
Toys
R
R
Us.
Us, and they made a huge mistake when they did that.
Yeah.
Not that I didn't go buy a Costco doll today, but they made a mistake when they did that because they just made them too accessible and not special enough anymore.
Yeah. There used to be a Kansas City store here by where you were, and you did end up applying to American Girl to work there. What happened? Because you inevitably decided not to.
They knew exactly who I was.
Yes, and they knew exactly who you were. What exactly happened there?
They told me I couldn't work there unless I closed my YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, I'm not closing my YouTube channel. Like, because they basically said I had to close it, not just stop making videos, but completely remove
Shut it down, yeah.
If I wanted to work there, I had to remove my YouTube. And I was like, no, I will not do that to my fans. If they have spent all these years with me and put in all this like effort with me, I'm not gonna just do that to them.
I'm grateful for the fact that you decided not to do that.
Yeah,
because
me too.
There are so many amazing videos that you have, and you have helped people still to this day. You are still the OG, the blueprint. The AGTube would not be, I think, as successful or as diverse in its content if you weren't there trying everything out for everyone to be like, I can actually do photos of my doll, or I can do stop motions of my doll, or I can do this and that. What would you consider to be the future for Stephenswodadancer? What kind of videos are you looking to make? What kind of things are you looking to want to do?
So I want to remake some of my doll hairstyle videos, and I also want to remake some of my restoration videos because I've learned a lot since I made some of those original ones, especially the one about washing their hair.
Yeah.
I also would love to dive more into restoring Pleasant Company dolls because I feel like everybody freaks about fixing up a white body doll, me included. So I feel like there's a lot that I've learned through some of these amazing Facebook groups that I'm part of. I've learned from them, but they've not created videos to teach that.
Basically,
and I would like to do that because, again, just like back in the day when I was first learning how to rewig my doll for the first time, like I want to learn some of these new methods, and I would like to do it on camera and share it with people. So I would like to do some of that because I have a whole pile of dolls that I
can just go through the ringer.
Am customizing.
Let's talk about some of your iconic dolls because there are people that still want to know. So Leah, your Josefina doll, are you happy with the way she looks finally after all these years?
Nope.
Okay, great. I saw her in the bedroom that I'm staying in, and I literally looked at her and I was like, there she is.
Yeah.
The doll that has gone through so many different phases. Still not very happy.
I think I just need to sell her to someone who actually thinks she's pretty. And I'm sorry, she is not pretty.
Yeah.
But I think we've determined that maybe I need a Mattel one instead of a PC one. I think that might be where
that might be where you find the happiness in her finally, in Josefina as a character.
Yes.
Now, another iconic doll that you have is your Marisol doll, because every time you showed your Marisol doll, you always said she has a retracted eyelash. Have you fixed Marisol's eyelash?
Nope.
So
probably not ever going to.
Yep. So Marisol Luna is just always gonna have an eyelash that is in her eye, and nothing's gonna be done about it.
Wait a second. Can I pop her eye out myself and fix it?
Probably.
Okay. If I can do it myself,
she will get fixed, and it'll be national news for sure. And then you will make sure that everyone is aware of the fact that it finally happened.
We should do that tonight.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch you do it. I'll be here live on the scene reporting live of that whole interaction happening. Now, looking at your collection, how many American Girl dolls do you have right now at current present? Because you did count, because you knew I was gonna ask you this question.
I have 86 18-inch American Girl dolls, which is now going to be 88. So I have 89.
No.
I did this before I got my 100th doll, which was my white body Samantha that I opened up a couple weeks ago for my birthday. So I have 89 18-inch American Girl dolls. I have 10 different GOTS dolls. I have 12 bitty babies, 2 welly wishers, 3 of the little bitty babies. I have 1 off-brand doll. I have 12 different dolls that I have multiples of.
So like Kit's, Samantha's, Lindsay's, all that,
So what is that? 86, 87, 88, 89. If we're just counting 18-inch American Girl dolls, I have 89.
Okay.
But I have 10 GOTS dolls, 12 biddies.
All that.
And 2 welly wishers. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Over 100.
Now, after your years and years of being on YouTube and being the legit like queen and mother of the American Girl YouTube community, what would be your advice to new American Girl AGTubers coming into the realm today?
Don't be afraid to be yourself, and if you love it and it's not hurting anybody, just do it. Like, I mean, that's always kind of been my thing and my feelings. Do what you love.
Do what you love, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Are there any final things that you would want to say to the audience that has followed you from when you were 18 to now with kids and a husband and this life?
You're gonna make me cry. Thank you for giving me the ability to, I guess, gain the confidence in myself to be who I really am and do what I love. I don't think you guys realized how much you were inspiring me to create the things that you guys were inspired by. Like, it went hand in hand. I was inspiring you guys to be yourself, but I think I only had the confidence to do that because of what you guys were giving back to me.
Yeah.
So, like, the never-ending support is probably worth more than I could ever explain in any
capacity.
Words.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you so much to Sarah, the queen of Age YouTube, Stephenswodadancer, for letting me do this interview. Make sure you guys follow Sarah on her Instagram, which is Stephens Dancer.
Mm-hmm.
And then make sure you guys follow her on her account, Stephenswodadancer, the iconic Stephenswodadancer account. Make sure you guys subscribe to her, watch her videos, go on a binge like I did before this, and just soak up all that nostalgia. And then you guys can also, of course, subscribe to my channel. I'm on TikTok, all of that. Are you going to be on TikTok at one point?
I have a TikTok. I just need somebody to show me how to use it because I'm an old lady now and I don't get it.
So she will start getting on TikTok, and then make sure you guys like this video, comment down below, let me know your favorite Sarah Stephenswodadancer moment, and we will see you guys in the next video.
Thanks for watching.
Bye, guys.